Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with, well, it's always very interesting when people who are known primarily for their film music decide to write concert music, classical music. Danny Elfman writes fantastic film music and television music, The Simpsons and it's just Beetlejuice and just tons and tons and tons of great stuff. And so he's very, very well known in that medium, the visual medium. But he is also a serious composer. He was also the lead vocalist in Oingo Boingo for a while. He's got quite the resume. An absolutely wonderful resume, actually. And here is, on Sony, his Percussion Concerto, written for percussionist Colin, Currie, who's amazing, as we all know, and Wunderkammer, a concerto for orchestra, which is also, it's actually pretty wonderful. It's the best thing on the disc, to be honest with you. And then a short choral work called Are You Lost, that was based on a trio that he wrote for voice, violin, and piano. There seem to be words in it, and they don't seem to give you any words, so you don't know what they're singing about, if anything. But there is also a choir in Wunderkammer, so let's start there. This concerto for orchestra is really, really fun. Elfman's great advantage or gift is his ability to evoke other styles of music in the classical format. He's similar to Poulenc in that sense. Poulenc would use Parisian street tunes mixed with Mozart, and he had no inhibitions, and neither does Elfman. He's particularly good at sort of grotesque waltz things, such as the finale of Wunderkammer and things like that. But he also has a wordless choir that in the first movement seems to be doing the first four notes of the Dies Irae for some reason. The only thing about Wunderkammer is that it seems, and this is just a couple of three listenings to it over a period of time, that the ending is just a little bit abrupt. I wish it did more climactic things towards the end, but I mean that's a awfully minor thing. Lots of composers revise their endings later. Hint, hint. Doesn't matter. It's brilliant. It's fun. It's colorful. It really keeps you listening from one moment to the next. The slow movement is beautiful and evocative. They're wonderful, mysterious sounds. Yes, it has a cinematic quality, but all to the good. Really, really all to the good. I enjoyed it tremendously. So, and it's with, let's see who's playing this thing. It's the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra under JoAnn Falletta, who you can always count on to be terrific and unusual repertoire. Next is the Percussion Concerto with Colin Currie. Now, as some of you may know who have seen me on this channel, I have issues with percussion concertos, largely because they're going to consist either of endless toccata-like patterns, usually in mallet instruments, marimbas and xylophones and vibraphones and things like that, or various kinds of complex rhythms in drumming. And so does this. I mean, that's what this one does, essentially, because you're just limited in what you can do. And the funny thing about this particular concerto, it has four movements. They are marked triangle, which doesn't seem to have much to do with a triangle. DSCH, that was the motive, Shostakovich's musical motto. Da, 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 da. That you hear a lot. And then down, it's called, which is a dark, slow movement, full of mysterious sonorities. It's quite beautiful. It really is. And the nicest thing about it is that it doesn't have so much of the, pattern making that you find in the quicker movements. And then syncopate is the finale, which does syncopate, but not as much as I thought it would, to be quite perfectly honest with you. It's very well written. It's amazingly played. Colin Currie is the soloist, but there's tons of other percussion surrounding him. So sometimes you really don't get a sense that it's a percussion concerto at all. It's just music with lots of percussion. And I don't know if those are defects. I mean, people like percussion. I love percussion. I'm a percussionist. Excuse me. I'm a percussionist, and I love percussion, but the problem is when you make percussion front and center, you wind up giving up an awful lot of what an orchestra can do in the way of cantabile themes and and other kinds of color and sustained sounds. And, the ear wants to hear those things when it hears all those other instruments that can do all of that stuff better than percussion instruments can. And there's no way to live it down. I've never heard a percussion concerto, I think, that actually successfully addressed that issue head on and solved it. And so this one doesn't either. I found the constant need to have the percussionist busy all the time a little wearisome. And it might be absolutely amazing visually. I'm sure watching Colin Currie, smash and bang his way through all this stuff is just an amazing visual aspect. But this is not visual. A recording is oral, just for the ears. And I just find that I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. I've heard it now a few times, and it doesn't seem to me to have the same kind of sustaining power that Wunderkammer had. And I don't know what the solution is. I don't think it's Elfman's fault, because he's got an incredibly vivid sonic imagination. He really knows his percussion instruments. The sounds that the percussion instruments make are consistently evocative and interesting. I enjoyed it, but it didn't have the kind of substance I look for in an extended 4-movement work. And that was me. You may feel differently. The choral thing, well, it's a little bonus with words we don't know what they are. It's slow and pretty. That was that. So for Wunderkammer, definitely. For Percussion Concerto, the Percussion Concerto as an exercise in compositional virtuosity and performance virtuosity, it's very, very impressive. But not a musical masterpiece in my view. But gee, Elfman can write music. He's awfully talented. I mean, even being able to talk about him in those terms, comparing him to what I regard as, the greatest works of their kind, and having him come out favorably, is pretty special. So I enjoyed it. You may enjoy the Percussion Concerto more than I did, and Wunderkammer is really worth hearing. It's a very, very exciting work. I would really go to a concert to hear it in a minute. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.